Overwatch is considered one of the gaming community's most successful and enjoyable games, gaining universal acclaim from critics and fans alike for its diverse list of characters, maps, and objective-based combat. From its animated shorts, comics, text pieces, and more, it's clear that this is a world Blizzard intended to explore, and there's more to look forward to as we approach BlizzCon 2016. Hi, I'm Kyle Stover from the Leaderboard, and today we're going to give you 107 more facts about Overwatch. We cover everything from gadgets to glitches, so let's get started. Number 1. Overwatch was the biggest video game release of an original IP yet. With 9.7 million players in its first week, Overwatch beat Destiny and The Division for being the biggest game with no previous episodes to back it up. Number 2. Tracer was the first hero confirmed to cross over into Heroes of the Storm. She won't be the last though, as Zarya has already entered the Nexus and more heroes are likely on the way. Number 3.
On March 8th, 2016,
Mercy's voice actor was recast during the beta. The developers believed in finding actors that were fluent in the native language of the character they would be playing. They were able to find an actress that could speak German to capture the essence of Mercy. Number 4. You thought Bastion was hard now? Bastion once had a forward-facing shield in turret mode, but that was cut during the beta, of course. The shield was 1,000 extra hit points that would regenerate even while still in turret mode, unlike Reinhardt's shield, which can only regenerate when it's down. So it was cut for pretty obvious overpowered reasons. Seriously, Bastion, what were they thinking? Blizzard, what? Number 5. Bastion and Torbjorn were subjects to major ability overhauls during the beta. The developers saw their abilities as too difficult for new players, yet not entirely viable for high-level play. Number 6. Early builds for Torbjorn allowed him the choice of using scrap for armor packs or upgrading his turret. Talk about resourceful. Later, this was scrapped, pun intended, to just allow scraps to be used for armor packs and allow him to freely upgrade his turret. Number 7. Here are some numbers that would make Dr. Evil proud. 9.7 million players participated in the open beta for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. These players amassed over 81 million hours of play across 37 million matches. And keep in mind, this was 4 days? Number 8. The average playtime during the beta was 8 hours, with the top 4 heroes played being Soldier 76 for offense, Widowmaker in defense, Reinhardt for tanks, and Mercy in support. Number 9. 87 million loot boxes were opened during this time, and 341 million heroes were commendated, with 72 million of those being enemy heroes. Give respect where respect is due. Number 10. In the closed beta, the tutorial had you shoot at recolored Bastion models without their turret gun. They were replaced with training bots, but Bastion still had the skin that you can unlock. Number 11. During the beta, Soldier 76 was removed from the hero roster for a few days due to a bug, which caused him to disappear entirely to the enemy team while wearing his new skin. Coincidentally, the skin was camouflage. Guess it worked a little too well. Number 12. The voiceover talent of Overwatch is top-notch, which isn't too surprising if you look at the experience of the cast. For example, Frederator, the voice of Soldier 76, has played a gritty soldier before as Gears of War's Damon Baird. Number 13. Plenty of Overwatch's talent already had some experience working with Blizzard. Fred Tatasciore was also Zeratul, the Dark Templar leader in StarCraft. Darren DePaul, voice of Reinhardt, was on Nubarok. Several others, being extras in World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, and Diablo 3, returned to the recording booth for more Blizzard action. Number 14. Winston's voice actor, Crispin Freeman, is probably most recognizable for his role as Itachi Uchiha from Naruto. Just try to imagine those two having a conversation. Number 15. Tracer's voice actor, Cara Theobald, was on Downton Abbey as Ivy Stewart, the kitchen maid. Gotta have some class with that sass. Number 16. Both Matt Mercer and Crispin Freeman, voices of McCree and Winston respectively, were voices for Guardians in Destiny. They might have gotten some loot from Xur, the creepy merchant with ghost tentacles coming out of his face, who was also voiced by Fred Tatasciore. The Iron Banner was hosted by Lord Saladin, who's voiced by Keith Ferguson, giving the Reaper his gravelly performance. Number 17. Paul Nagauchi, the voice of Hanzo, is also the voice of Malthus, the former Archangel of Wisdom in Blizzard's Diablo series. He became the Angel of Death in Diablo 3's expansion Reaper of Souls. So take that, Reaper, you got some competition for edgelord. Number 18. Gaku Space, the voice of Genji, was on an episode of How I Met Your Mother as Robin's date in Say Cheese. Number 19. The devs have stated that there are over 7,000 lines of dialogue in the game. Multiply that by 12 different languages that the game has been localized for so far, and that's over 84,000 lines. Pretty good for a first-person shooter with no campaign mode. Number 20. Overwatch now has at least one character from every continent. That is, if you count May, as she was being stationed in Antarctica when she was frozen for several years.
Number 21. Blizzard hid an Easter egg on Eichenwald right under our noses. The evacuation papers on the map warn citizens that the Omnics will be invading on October 11th. In 2016, on the same date, they released the popular brawl, Junkenstein's Revenge, the Halloween-themed horde mode where players held off invading Omnics. They tried to warn us, or hype us? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell with Blizzard sometimes.
Number 22. Tracer has a set of earrings known as helix piercings, or a double helix. This name is also used to describe the structure of DNA. Number 23. Genji's deflect can redirect many abilities and enemy fire, but did you also know it can deflect many ultimates, including Zarya's Graviton Surge, Mei's Blizzard, Pharah's Barrage Rockets, Bastion's Tank Blast, even Winston's knockback from his raging monkey fists, and McCree's Deadeye Bullets. Looks like there's a new sheriff in town, and he's a cyborg ninja. Number 24. Genji was going to be a melee-focused character. However, the folks at Blizzard couldn't find a good balance for how much damage his sword could do. If his sword dealt too much damage, everyone would hate him, but the player had a good time. And if it did too little damage, he felt underpowered and the player wasn't enjoying it. Number 25. In the Overwatch Alpha, players were able to charge their ultimate meter by dealing damage to enemy barriers, such as Winston's Bubble Shield and Reinhardt's Barrier Shield. Number 26. When playing against AIs, any repeated heroes will be numbered, such as Ana and Ana 2 and Ana 3. However, if there are multiples of Soldier 76, the numbers continue from 76, resulting in Soldier 77, Soldier 78, and so on. Number 27. Roadhog's tattoo was re-inked. Back in his original artwork, his tat showed a pig with a phoenix, which later turned to a pig that was on fire in front of an engine. Not gonna judge, but there has to be a better way to cook pork, right? Number 28.
The giant mechs in Volskaya Industries, the Svyatogor, are named after a giant of Russian folklore who rode on a massive steed. The name is a derivation of the words sacred mountain, which is quite fitting given the size of the mechs.
Have you seen them off in the distance? They make skyscrapers look like shoeboxes. And don't forget, they dance. Number 29. Zen Yoda and his late teacher Mandata could very well be a reference to the album by The Police named Zen Yoda Mandata. Coincidence? I don't think so. Number 30. Zarya's got a pretty good setup as far as her weapons go. Her gigantic gun was actually ripped off an armored vehicle and is too heavy for the common soldier to wield, but Zarya, being an Olympic weightlifter, can bear it. Her gloves are also special as they conduct and amplify energy through her particle cannon. Number 31.
Zenyatta's orbs used to attach indefinitely until a new target was chosen or when Zenyatta died. This made Tracers and Genjis able to zip off by themselves and proved to be too much for remote healing.
Number 32. At one point, Reinhardt's E ability had him throwing his hammer, Thor style, but developers thought it would be a bit too much. Also, it left him standing in the open and waiting for his weapon to come back, which is not a good position to be in the middle of battle.
Number 33. So Reinhardt is 61 years old, and keep in mind that the Overwatch game is supposed to take place in the year 2076, which means that Reinhardt was born in the year 2015, which means right now he's not even old enough to watch this video. Aww. Number 34. Reinhardt's favorite movie growing up was Warcraft. So now we know where his love of hammers came from. Number 35. After several other options, game developer Chris Metzen came to be the voice of Bastion. You might not recognize his voice because it's gone through several software plugins and voice modulators. Number 36. Bastion went through several ultimates before the team finally settled on the current tank configuration. The devs are quoted as going through 50 ultimate ideas for Bastion, including a flying mode and the trip mine that we saw in the original ability preview. Number 37. The hit pip sound you hear when your weapon makes contact with the enemy is the soundbite of a beer bottle being opened put in reverse. The developers wanted a sound that was satisfying, and even claimed it as the simplest sound to make, but the trickiest to figure out. Number 38. During a panel at A-Kon, Matt Mercer, the voice of McCree, admits that he has pranked his teammates by saying it's high noon in team chat so that they think a McCree is activating his ult. Number 39. Certain online personalities were sent real loot boxes from Blizzard with previews of the Summer Olympics when they came out, which included a mock gold medal, some teasers of the awesome Summer Olympics skins coming up, and sticker sheets showing all of the exclusive sprays. Number 40. A bright individual once said, "Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery." We could argue that. There was a Chinese Overwatch ripoff called Legend of Titan. Obviously, this was a reference to Titan, the predecessor of Overwatch. The game ripped all of Blizzard's designs, assets, maps, and just slapped some pretty low-risk functions in there. Obviously, that's just poor infringement and plagiarism. And that, kids, is no good. Don't be... Number 41. Nearly every map has a computer screen open on it playing Hearthstone. It's good to know that in 60 years, Hearthstone is still going strong. Number 42. The way Overwatch's servers work is a method called favor the shooter, which means if on your screen the shot landed, but on the target screen it did not, typically the connection will favor the shooter. This has caused some issues, especially with Roadhog. It will appear as though Roadhog is able to pull you through walls and around corners. Number 43. The characters in Overwatch have head hitboxes that extend beyond their body, which is super generous to projectiles while in combat. Number 44. By exploiting the Resurrect ultimate, it was discovered that two Mercies can drift through the different maps of Nepal, from Sanctum at the top, then Shrine, and then the Village. The maps are fully loaded and can be walked through, although the points are not active. In other words, as cool as this is, don't do this in the middle of a real match, or your teammates will hate you. Number 45. If you have Reinhardt and Lucio in the starting point together, there's a possibility that they'll have an exchange about musical taste, and Reinhardt will talk about his favorite artist, David Hasselhoff. It's funny because Germans actually have an obsession with David Hasselhoff in his music career. Number 46. Before Overwatch's release, Blizzard released cards for each hero showing stats of damage, mobility, survivability, and utility. They also display their compatibility between certain characters and who they go well against. They're great for studying up on before your next big match. Number 47. Symmetra and Torbjorn both were nerfed on the console versions, with their turrets doing 30% less damage. No one saw something that big coming. Number 48. D.Va's defense matrix ability can absorb projectile attacks, including ultimates such as Tracer's Bomb, Mei's Blizzard, and even Hanzo's Dragon Strike if she catches it early enough while it's still just an arrow. Number 49. If you turn down the music in Overwatch and turn up the in-game sound effects, you'll notice a lot of details are added into the background. For example, on Volskaya Industries, there is stirring music playing at the memorial plaque ever so faintly. Number 50. The Omnics have their own alphabet, which you may have seen throughout the map. Prominently, these letters are shown in Nimbani and Nepal. Number 51. The map Temple of Anubis was the first map designed for Overwatch, but after so many plays, it still has that new map scent. Number 52. Celebrity Terry Crews said on Twitter that he was going to start streaming, and that he liked Overwatch. So Blizzard responded by sending him and his family a starter kit. This included collector's editions of all of their games signed by the staff. Hint received. Number 53. Cosplayer Miss Lunar Crow went viral for her Symmetra cosplay and was contacted and complimented by the voice actor Anjali Bahmani, who said, "I couldn't have imagined a better IRL version." Number 54. Roadhog was part of the Australian Liberation Front that tried to fight back against the government granting areas of Australian outback to the Omnics after the war. This eventually led to the destruction of the Omnium's fusion core, resulting in an explosion that destroyed the facility, irradiated the region, and littered the outback with twisted metal and wreckage for kilometers around. Number 55. D.Va fans started drawing Hannah as a gremlin gamer girl, portraying her eating Doritos and chugging Mountain Dew. Blizzard loved this enough that they added a city moat of her eating Doritos and drinking soda while playing video games. Number 56. It is possible for Tracer to recall to a location she was in previously that is now occupied by the payload. She'll be trapped inside, but able to shoot out, and cannot be shot at. She'll have to move with the payload, but if she blinks in any direction, she'll fall out of it. Too cool. Number 57. The different nations of the world responded to the Omnic threats in different ways. America made, of course, super soldiers. The two most notable being Jack Morrison and Gabriel Reyes, aka Soldier 76 and Reaper. Sorry, Steve Rogers, there's two new super soldiers in town. Number 58. As the Omnic crisis inflicted a heavy toll on Egypt, the country's depleted and undermanned security forces relied on elite snipers for support, allowing them to make the most of their dwindling numbers. Number 59. The Germans responded by creating power armor suits that looked like the armor of the knights of old. The Crusaders, they were bigger and stronger than regular soldiers, but they would still need regular infantry to back them them up. They could be walking barriers as well as wrecking balls. Obviously, this is Reinhardt's origin. Number 60. The South Koreans originally used drones to combat their omnic threat, but after they were hacked, they made mechs as well. They also decided instead of soldiers to use gamers for their faster reflexes. So hence our favorite gremlin, Hannah Song. Number 61. Ana was the first hero added to Overwatch since its release, bringing the roster to 22. She also brought the support class out from being the smallest tier to tying them with the tank class. Number 62. Ana had originally been shown in teasers of Overwatch's original strike team, as well as in several files with her mask on and identity hidden, leading many to assume she was Sombra. Number 63. At San Diego Comic-Con, a developer confirmed that the inspiration for Ana's character design came from the old lady sniper in the movie Mad Max Fury Road, and also from the hijab, traditional veil that covers the head and chest of Muslim women. Number 64. The voice actor who recorded for Ana currently lives in Cairo, Egypt, where she also recorded her line. Her name has not yet been released, but whoever you are awesome. Number 65. The story of Ana has a lot of similarities to that of the Egyptian god Horus, who lost an eye during an altercation with a former friend, and Ana's case with Widowmaker, or Amelia. Additionally, both her and Farah possess an Eye of Horus tattoo. Number 66. Many believed Ana and Sombra were the same person until Blizzard released a developer commentary video talking about Ana that ended with some static, which was revealed to be a code from none other than Sombra herself. Number 67. It's not bad enough that Reinhardt had to bury 3 of his friends, but he actually spoke at Jack Morrison, aka Soldier 76's funeral. How elated but hurt he must be to find out that Jack, Gabriel, and Ana are actually all still alive, and just decided not to tell him. Number 68. Reinhardt was forced to retire from active duty on the Overwatch strike team at the mandatory retirement age of 50. Guess retirement doesn't sit well with the Overwatch strike team. Number 69. Other characters left the Overwatch organization before it was disbanded, including Genji, who abandoned it after completing his mission against the Shimada clan. Number 70. At Gamescom 2016, Blizzard released their first new map since Overwatch's release, the German castle Eichenwald, the site of one of the most famous battles during the Omnic Crisis, where the leader of the Crusaders, Baldric von Alder, and a handful of his best soldiers made a last stand against an advancing automaton army. Outnumbered and outgunned, they were ultimately slain during the resulting combat. However, thanks to their valiant efforts, the German military was able to push back against the Omnic offensive and win the fight in the end. Number 71. The Horns of Diablo were actually mounted in the hunting lodge on the Eichenwald map. Just a little bit of a nod to their other series. Number 72. Reinhardt's name is carved into the bar table in the tavern. And we have to say, for a guy that wields a giant hammer, he actually has some pretty good penmanship. Number 73. In one of the hallways in the castle of Eichenwald, there's a bonfire with a sword in it that is thought to be a reference to the Dark Souls series. There's even a health pack nearby, which is a nice little reference because resting by a bonfire restores your HP. Number 74. In the instrument shop, the pianos can produce different sounds based on where you hit them. Just don't expect to play any concerts anytime soon. Number 75. Lijiang Tower's control center has several spacesuits on display with flags, displaying the astronauts' country of origin. These include suits from America and Nimbani. Number 76. Blizzard paid tribute to a fallen Chinese fan by putting their name on a spacesuit. It bears the Chinese flag with the words, "Heroes never die." Number 77. McCree was once the leader of the Deadlock Gang, until the Overwatch organization busted them and gave him the choice of maximum security lockup or joining Blackwatch. I think it's pretty obvious what his choice was. Number 78. Eichenwald translates to Oak Forest in German. Number 79. Tyrael from Diablo has his own brand of trailers with one part at the end of Hollywood, because if there's anything you want protecting you, it'd be a guardian angel. Number 80. Straight from StarCraft 2, you can find a Hydralisk skull on the maps of Hollywood and Temple of Anubis. Number 81. On Hollywood, there is a movie set camera that follows the payload through the western set. Number 82. Also on Hollywood, there's a poster for the movie Hero of My Storm, which stars Hannah Song, or as we all know and love her, Diva. Number 83. Junkrat's Canteen has bubble tea in it. According to Jeff Kaplan, Junkrat's love for bubble tea was confirmed with a new voice line added in October. Number 84. Kosaken-Siepfil, an item found on the menu on Eichenwald, is a fictional food from a German comedy sketch. Kosaken-Siepfil translates roughly to Kosaken's tip, point, or tail, obviously a euphemism for male genitalia. So I would strongly suggest you do not order it. Number 85. When Zarya is chosen on Volskaya Industries, she will sometimes quote a line in Russian from Cherry Orchard, a play from Russian playwright Anton Chekhov. A human has 100 senses, and with his death, only 5 known to us will die. The other 95 stay alive. It's interesting to know that Zarya is not only a super soldier and a world-class athlete, but also a theater nerd. Number 86. Tracer's original over-the-shoulder pose was replaced in the closed beta after concerns that it didn't fit the style of Tracer. Number 87. Well, worry no more. The new over-the-shoulder pose is a direct reference to an old pinup pose. You probably thought we were going to talk about this a lot longer than we actually are. Too bad. Number 88. The Temple of Anubis map held a god AI program called Anubis. It was in containment until it started to break free. You can find this story in the official comic on the Blizzard website called Farah's Mission Statement. Number 89. On the second point of Hanamura, you can see arrows and battle damage that are the exact same arrows and shuriken fired by Hanzo and Genji during the animated short Dragons. Number 90. All of Overwatch's maps have at least one corresponding hero related to them somehow, some more obvious than others. All of them except for Ilios, which is set in the Mediterranean where no released heroes have been mentioned living or coming through. Have an idea what'll come of it? Leave your theories in the comments below. Number 91. Numbani was originally a city in Overwatch's predecessor, Titan. Peter Lee designed the city, but Numbani was a very different city in terms of tone. As Overwatch was developed, the city was taken in a different direction as it became a city of peace and harmony between Omnics and humans. Number 92. Winston's HP can be topped off at 1600, which is the highest in the game. There's just a couple of prerequisites. One, he has to go into his primal range mode, while then getting a sound barrier from Lucio, while already equipped with a shield from Symmetra, and getting an armor pack from Torbjorn. That's not too hard, right? With all of those stacks, Winston actually could survive a D.Va nuke. Number 93. On Route 66, the second attacker spawn is a tourist trap called the Cave of Mystery. Using Halford Glitchbot's movie, They Came From Beyond the Moon as a theme. Number 94. Bastion's full name is SST Laboratory Siege Automaton E54. I think Bastion rolls off the tongue a little bit easier, and is dated as being 30 years old. Number 95. On Route 66, the first defender spawn point is Deadlock Propane and Propane Accessories, referencing the Texas-based animated show King of the Hill, and propane enthusiast main character Hank Hill. Who knows? Potential hero, maybe?
I sell propane and propane accessories.
Number 96. The heights of all the characters have been verified, and if you line them up from shortest to tallest, you might be surprised that Junkrat is actually taller than most characters, including the towering Zarya. Number 97. 10 to go. The Omnic crisis came in many forms around the world. South Korea, for example, was attacked by a colossal Omnic monstrosity, while other nations were taken by Omnics including Bastion units and various combat Omnics. Number 98. Overwatch's popularity can be seen most effectively in South Korean internet cafes. Upon release, Overwatch took a 11.7% share in internet cafes, known as PC bags, and eventually climbed to surpass League of Legends, beating the long-standing champion by a whole 2.2%. Number 99! Overwatch debuted number 1 in console series in the UK, knocking Uncharted 4 from the top spot and pushing other shooters such as Doom, Homefront, and Call of Duty down the list. Fact number 100, that's right, we made it to triple digits here. Overwatch is Twitch's most viewed new release in 2016, leading stablemate World of Warcraft in second place, and Destiny expansion Rise of Iron in third. Fact number 101. To advertise Overwatch's release, 3 Overwatch statues were placed in 3 different countries a week before the game's release. Tracer was placed in Hollywood, California, Genji at Centre Pompidou in Paris, France, and Farah in Busan, South Korea. Number 102. To celebrate Overwatch's release, the Overwatch logo was displayed large and proud on a bridge in Busan, South Korea. Number 103. At PAX East 2016, Overwatch partnered up with Uber and Henchman Props to make Uberwatch. Using Uberwatch, you could ride around Boston in one of 3 custom decal cars driven by a matching hero in full costume. Number 104. Chris Metzen announced his retirement from Blizzard Entertainment in September of 2016 after 23 years with the company. To say thanks for all that he has done for the company and bring several universes to life, Blizzard decided to show their dedication by erecting a statue of the legend himself. The statue shows him pointing off into the distance, holding the hand of a young Winston. Thanks for everything, Chris. I'm not crying. You're crying. I don't know what you're talking about. Fact number 105. On October 11th, 2016, Blizzard unveiled the Overwatch Halloween Terror event, which was a Halloween-themed event in Blizzard's second seasonal event. It showcased Halloween special skins, sprays, and a special awesome brawl, Junkenstein's Revenge. This would have been more of a surprise if a lot of this information hadn't already been leaked. Hackers found art assets months before the event was released, leading to speculation. The comic was released in Portuguese due to some hackers, and the Xbox Live and PlayStation 4 Marketplace showed Halloween loot boxes up for sale well before they were actually available. It's like opening your Christmas presents early. I don't know, I just wanted to be surprised on the official release. Fact number 106. We're almost there, folks. Sometimes when a game is just not difficult enough, people find a new way to make things more interesting for each other. People have been plugging in different peripherals and controllers to try to play characters a little bit differently, given it comes to mixed results. But still, really cool. We've already seen several characters played with a dance pad. We have seen Lucio get played appropriately with a DJ Hero controller, as well as YouTuber Rudism playing Diva with 2 pilot sticks, and even being able to play Winston with a bunch of bananas. No, we're serious. We couldn't make this up if we tried. You have to check this out. And surprisingly, it works actually pretty well. And finally, fact number 107. It was revealed that Sombra in development... McCree was originally going to have a lasso instead of a flashbang grenade, but developers decided they liked the lasso idea a little too much and decided to use it for a possible further hero later. So maybe we'll see the lasso come back. Until then, they decided to just keep him with a simple flashbang. Thanks for watching 107 more facts about Overwatch. Which map is your favorite? What features would you like added and announced during BlizzCon coming up? Comment below and let us know. We have new videos dropping every week, so let us know what game you want us to cover next. I'm Alpha Lance, and thanks for watching my video, and if you like getting more from your games, subscribe to the Leaderboard, where we help you game smarter.